Hey y'all, I'm back with another YouTube video, and today I have another watch me work, and I'll be performing a try ombre set. So I'm just going to take you guys through the steps and also what was going through my head as I was doing these nails. So first I'm using a Valentino color, and I'm going to apply my first bead towards the bottom of the nail since I'm doing a try ombre nail. When I'm doing this, I want the acrylic to be thin because of course I want my ombre to be seamless, and I'm later going to cap these colors in clear. Also, as I was doing her nails, I had to pretty much get used to the consistency of the Valentino products because I don't use them, and I was treating them as if they were another brand, not paying attention. So my first bead was a little liquidy as I'm using it, and you guys could see because I have to constantly go back and clean it up. Also, I always apply a very thin layer of clear acrylic on the natural nail before I apply any of my colors, and of course her nails are already prepped. Next, for this bead, I'll be doing the same thing, but now that I have a better understanding of my product, it's not going to be as liquidy, and you guys are going to see that I'm going to slowly pull the acrylic down, and it's going to lay very smoothly. And I'm also going to make sure that the acrylic is going on both sides of the nail. Also, feathering the acrylic up could help you get a very seamless ombre. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, but I definitely recommend if you're just getting into ombre because you do not want that harsh line there when you start to apply your second color. So honestly, I was getting way too excited when I was doing these nails and didn't even feel like doing her thumb at the moment, and I just went straight back to the pinky. So as I was doing this one, I applied that acrylic way too high up. Like, I really didn't need to place it as high, and my bead is too big, so you guys are gonna see how far down the ombre goes. So of course, the larger your bead is in this area, the further your ombre is gonna go, and I'm gonna have to apply more blue acrylic to even that out. So when this happened, I honestly got so impatient, and I just wanted to complete the whole nail to see what it was gonna look like so that I could see what the rest of the nails is gonna look like. because I'm so used to just doing everything one nail at a time. Doing nails piece by piece was just real weird to me, but I was trying to do something new because I think it would be faster. So next, I'm applying my cuticle bead, and as I'm doing this, I am holding her finger downward so that all the acrylic flows away from the cuticle. So when I'm applying this bead, I'm placing the bead away from the cuticle, and I'm gonna push it up into that area to prevent the acrylic from spilling over into her side walls. After that, I'll feather the acrylic down, blending it into the previous color, and I'll clean around the side walls if needed. So now I will be capping this nail with clear acrylic, and honestly, as I was doing this, I had realized that I really could have waited, and I was just being over dramatic and impatient. Like, it was something that kind of was like new to me all over again. Even though it's something so simple, I was just like, yo, I want these to be like perfect. So now I am capping this nail in clear, and I start around the apex area, and I'm slowly going to bring my acrylic down from side wall to side wall. When I'm doing this, I want to make sure that my brush isn't too wet because it can change the consistency of your bead and you may wipe too much of the acrylic off. Y'all can't tell me that ombre don't look good. I need to add this onto my price list. I don't know why I haven't yet, but I'm gonna definitely make this a full set on my price list. So how do you guys feel about Swarovski? That sounds so ghetto, oh my god. But how do you guys feel about them pretty much no longer having flatbacks available? I believe that is starting like at the end of this year. Of course, we're still gonna like have some to purchase and stuff like that, but eventually there won't be any more. So are you guys gonna transfer over to like the other crystals they have available on Blue Street Crystal? Because recently I have, and I'm gonna let you guys like know how it goes when I get them, because I probably spent like $300-400 on them crystals. And if you know me, like, you know, I don't normally use like real stones at all, and I'm recently just getting into it because I like the colored stones on matte polish. Like, I think it looks really good. And if you don't know what crystals I'm talking about the Preciosa crystals. And please correct me if I pronounced that wrong. But as I said, I did spend a bunch of money on them. I never really got too deep into Swarovski crystals. And I was just like, you know what? Since there's about to be no more in probably about a year or so, I might as well just get into some other ones so that when they are no longer available, I'm not gonna sit there like, dang, like I'm gonna have to switch over. But the crystals are still really pretty. I definitely did my research and I should be getting them sometime this week. So when I do get them, I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes, and I'll probably do a set with them so that we can just compare everything. Also, I'm loving the camera quality. Like I told y'all, that big old ring light I got is amazing. Like I feel like my nail videos look way better, and I feel like you can really see like everything I'm doing. You guys know, if you ever have any questions, you can feel free to DM me if that is the case, and I'll be leaving my Instagram down below. Back to the whole crystal thing, like I'm really gonna have to see how much I want to charge for those crystals, because they're not as expensive as Swarovskis. They're a great replacement, but they are not as expensive. But they are, of course, more expensive than regular rhinestones. So I'm really just gonna like see how much I want to charge like for stuff like that, because y'all know I'm real extra with my freestyles, and I'm probably gonna want to use a lot of stones. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that too. But like I said, like, do you guys plan on switching over, or are you just gonna have to use Swarovski until there's just no more and that's just that? Also, remember to always check your sidewalls. You guys may see me add more acrylic to a previous nail because I was looking at it from the side and it could have just been too thin. So if you guys see me do that, that was why, and that's why I constantly just say to check your sidewalls, because you don't want your client to leave and her nails are too thin. You guys can see that I'm pretty much like everywhere as I'm doing these nails. Like I'm skipping over fingers, I'm going back to fingers. Like I was being very detailed, but I also wasn't going on every finger and doing the same thing as I was supposed to. Like, cause you guys can see that there's still nothing on the thumb. I could have took the time to just do that real quick. But as I said, I was being impatient and I really just wanted to see how the nails are gonna look already. For this next cuticle application, I did actually do it in 2 beads, and the first bead was what created my ombre, and then of course with the second bead I filled the remaining area. After placing my first bead, I'm going to make sure that the acrylic is from side wall to side wall before I start to feather the acrylic down. And you want to make sure your acrylic is not too wet because you may smudge it off and ruin the ombre. Lastly, I'm doing her thumbnail, and you guys can see the apex on the nails of the other fingers. And I really like the C-curve tips. I'm actually using some pre-shaped coffin C-curve tips, and I actually like them way better than the square ones. They was also a little easier to shape for some reason. I believe the tips for these are a little thinner, so I can link down below where I got the tips, but they did not come in a box. Also, y'all, I dead sculpted my nails and I got so lazy as I was doing it. I didn't even put a top coat on top of my nails like at all. They look matte, but they're really just not painted. And since I'm still learning how to use forms, after I did my first hand, I had made them press on so that I could put them on my other hand, and then I redid that hand. And they stick so well because I had used acrylic to stick them down after like I applied primer and stuff like that. And I don't know if that sounds ghetto, but look, I'm practicing sculpting. I actually really do enjoy sculpting, and as I said before, I did take a sculpting class, and I could link down below who I took the class with. So next, I am sealing her cuticle area, and I'm using a 5-in-1 panna nail bit. So this is a safety bit, so you guys can see that I can get very close to her cuticle area without cutting her. And I'm simply just going across the acrylic that's closest to her cuticle area so that I could prevent any lifting and pretty much prevent any water or oils from getting under the nail and causing the lifting issues. I definitely like this nail bit more than the previous one that I was using, and especially because it is a safety bit so I can get really close to the cuticle area. And also, I recently bought some nail like shine buffers, and I really wanted to see like how those are gonna look on some nails with a really shiny top coat. But as of now, the buffer that I am using is just a regular buffer that I got from a nail supply store. So next, using my 80 grit file, I'm going to file her entire nail, including underneath the nail as well, to remove any extra acrylic from the C-curve tips. As well as filing the side walls, I also file on top of the nail until the entire nail is white, so that I know that the nail is smooth and I could later use my buffer to remove the scratches. Also, y'all, I cannot believe that I used to not use nail buffers like at all. Like, I think I used to get the nail to be smooth after application with my drill and a regular hand file. But you know, a hand file causes scratches. So it really just makes me wonder, like, if I was leaving people with scratchy nails. Like, I just be thinking now, because I really used to never use buffers, and I'm glad that I do now, because I feel like my nails look way better. So now I'm using some diamond gel to apply my big butterfly as well as my smaller stones. And I normally use my Zule bling glue, but since I was already using the diamond gel for the butterfly, I just was like, let me just try to do this. But honestly, I really don't prefer using the diamond gel, only because if for any reason I mushed her hand or she smudged the stones by accident, you'll really have to put them all back in place because it doesn't dry immediately and it needs to be cured. What I'm using now are rhinestones, and I honestly think they look good. I get them right off of Amazon. I really don't be buying fancy crystals, and I got the light blue crystals off of Amazon as well. And I also use some gold beads for like little decoration. So I'm now using my Zule nail bling glue as normal to do the rest of my stones, because like I said, it really wasn't my preference to use the diamond gel, but I will link everything that I used in this video down below. Also, guys, let me know what you guys want to see next, what you guys want to hear next. I was really considering talking about building clientele and just dealing with different personalities and how I go about like being a service provider, because it is not as easy as people think it is, and you really have to be in the right mindset for everything. And I just wanted to make a video about that, as well as like an updated version of my nail journey, because my first year compared to my second year was completely different, and I do kind of want to share my experience with you guys. I know I've been sharing like bits and pieces of it, but I do want to get more into dealing with clients and dealing with just different types of people. So let me know if you guys are interested in that, and if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.